What's going on there, YouTube, and welcome back to another comic book video. Okay, guys, so we are going to continue our coverage over Spawn for Spawn Sundays, where we actually pick up with Spawn number 25. Now, when it comes to Spawn number 25, it really does focus on Spawn right now making a friend, gaining an ally. This person right here could possibly help Spawn down the road when it comes to facing a powerful enemy, but at the same time, it could be someone Spawn might ask for help for some kind of different reason. Either way right now, it's Spawn right now realizing that he cannot be alone in this world, that most likely he needs someone on his side that can actually help him. Now, at first, they're going to be enemies, but later on in the storyline, they're going to be friends. And so to begin today's video, we actually do pick up right now with the homeless people that Spawn has been protecting. Because remember, when it comes to Spawn, he did say in one of our earlier videos that this particular area of New York is now under his protection, meaning that the people in that area is going to be protected by him. Now, with that being said, though, that also means the homeless people that he has been hanging out with. Now, when we jump over to the homeless people, we do see them right now talking about different things. Now, one of them walks away to use the bathroom. The problem is, though, he's been attacked by someone known as David Brewy. Now, David Brewy is going to be a minor character, but David Brewy works for someone else. And matter of fact, he does tell this homeless person, I need you to tell me where your boss is at. And of course, he's talking about Spawn. And the reason why David is looking for Spawn because David's boss does not like the idea of Spawn claiming this area as his own. And so right now, it technically looks like a turf war. And so you have David say, tell your boy Spawn to get out of here. And if he doesn't, we'll come back. And when we do come back, it's going to be for blood. Now, after that, we do see David run to his boss. Now, that is the moment where we are introduced to a new character, and that character is going to be Tremor. Now, when it comes to Tremor, he does look like a demon. And matter of fact, when Spawn sees him, he's going to say, hey, demon, what are you doing here? Because honestly, Tremor does look like a demon. But here's the catch, though. Tremor is not a demon at all. Matter of fact, when it comes to Tremor, he is something else completely. And that right there is going to make the story even more interesting. Now, with that being said, though, when it comes to Tremor, apparently he does have some kind of revenge plan against Antonio Twistelli. Now, remember, Antonio is one of the big mobsters in New York. And of course, right now, Spawn has been trying to get rid of Antonio any way possible. And so right now, when it comes to Tremor, he heard that. He heard that Spawn has been going after Antonio. And so right now, you have Tremor saying, the reason why I sent David into the area of Spawn to hopefully have Spawn leave his territory so that he'll leave Antonio alone, because I want to be the one to actually take care of Antonio. No one else except me. And so that right there tells us that Antonio most likely is going to have to face Tremor very, very soon. And so that is the moment where we do jump over to Terry. Now remember, when it comes to Terry, he used to be the best friend of Al Simmons before Al had died and became Spawn. Now on top of that, we also have to remember that Terry married Wanda, and Wanda used to be the wife of Al Simmons before Al died and became Spawn. Either way right now, we actually do pick up with Terry after the ending of our last storyline. Because remember, in our last video, Terry went through a lot. And the reason why, because another character known as Jason Wynn, who was trying to use Terry as a scapegoat. And so because of that, when it came to Terry's office, everybody looked at Terry as a bad guy, a turncoat. Now, of course, his name was cleared. But the thing is, though, people in the office still look at him in a crooked way, even though he's technically innocent. And right now, he's still afraid for him and his family. Now, that is the moment where you have Wanda come in. And the reason why Wanda is there, because we come to find out that she technically does not know what Terry does. Now, the reason why she does not know, because of Al Simmons. Because Al was a mercenary, she technically did not like that. And so when it came to Terry and his government job, she was kind of like, listen, because of Al's past, I was afraid to learn about your job. But I feel like with us being married and having a child now, I should know more about what you actually do. And so this is Wanda and Terry actually bonding. And so that is the moment where we actually do pick up with Spawn. Now, this is Spawn right now technically saying he is done. He is done helping people out. And the reason why he is saying that, because ever since he came back to Earth as a Spawn character, or Hellspawn, he technically been involved in a whole lot of different kind of mess. Now, at first, it honestly didn't bother him that much. And the reason why, because Terry and Wanda were not involved. But because of the last storyline, Terry and Wanda both got involved and could have been hurt very seriously. And so right now, it's Spawn saying, I have to stop helping people, because when I do, I get involved in some crazy stuff, and then the people I care for almost get hurt. I am done helping people out. Now, while he is saying that, you do have a homeless person right now coming to him to tell him, hey man, I got word that someone right now is looking for you. And matter of fact, I got word they want you out of this territory. Now, Spawn is not listening, because again, it's Spawn saying, I am done helping your people out. It's right now just me, and that is it. I do not care for anyone else. And so whatever problem you have right now, that is your problem, not mine. And again, it's not Spawn listening to the guy saying, no, this is your problem. Someone is looking for you. And so then we actually pick up with Sam and Twitch. Now remember, Sam and Twitch are two police officers in New York City. Now when it came to Sam and Twitch, they were actually trying to find Spawn. And the reason why, because Spawn was involved in a lot of different cases of theirs. Now after the ending of our last video, they backed off Spawn. Now the reason why they backed off Spawn, because Spawn gave Sam a file, and that file contains a lot of information about the chief of the police department. And if that information gets out, it could actually ruin him. And so right now it's Sam saying, if the chief ever comes after me, I could use the info that Spawn gave me to basically get rid of him, and then most likely take his job. And so that's why Sam is so happy right now. But then we jump back over to Spawn. Now when we do jump back over to Spawn, it's Spawn right now trying to figure out who in the world is right now looking for him or trying to get rid of him. And so of course he does go and confront Tremor. Now when he does go confront Tremor, of course you have Tremor right now beginning the process of actually attacking Spawn. Because remember, when it comes to Tremor, he feels like Spawn is trying to go after Antonio and get rid of Antonio. And so it's Tremor saying, no one is gonna go after Antonio except me. I want him. No one else can have him. I want to kill him. And so it does lead into a battle between the two characters. Now, this battle doesn't last that long. And the reason why, because Tremor is not really a good fighter. But on top of that, Spawn is a great fighter, thanks to his military training. And so he was able to actually subdue Tremor, to hopefully stop him and say, hey man, listen, I'm not here to kill you. I'm not here to actually fight you. I want to know why in the world you're here looking for me. Now, Spawn does think that Tremor is actually a demon, but that is the moment you have Tremor say, no, I'm not a demon. But on top of that, I'm going to tell you why in the world I'm trying to go after Antonio for, and why I don't want you involved. He's my guy to kill, no one else's. And so we come to find out the reason why Tremor wants to kill off Antonio is because Antonio had apparently forced Tremor to go through some kind of experiment. Now at first, Tremor said no, but then you had Antonio grab the family of Tremor and say, if you don't help me, I am going to kill off your family. And so, of course, you have Tremor say, fine, I will help you to hopefully save my family lives. Now, when it came to the experiment, it was a combination of chemical and bioengineering. Either way, once you had Tremor go through the actual experiment, he was transformed into a monster. And so that is why I said he is not a demon. He is technically something else completely. Now, you also have Tremor tell Spawn that right after he went through the experiment, when it came to Antonio, he still killed off the family that belonged to Tremor. And so that is why Tremor wants revenge against Antonio for. And so that is the moment where you have Spawn say, you know what? Listen, I'm not going to fight you because now I realize you are not a bad guy. And now I understand why you're coming after Antonio. And so that is the moment where you have Spawn actually hand Tremor a file. Now remember, this is the same file that he gave Antonio as well, to show Antonio that he has enough information to blackmail Antonio. And so right now it's Spawn giving that same information over to Tremor, saying you can use this to basically blackmail Antonio. Use this your own way. And the book kind of ends on that note right there, but it also seems like Spawn now has a friend, an ally to call upon down the road if he's ever in danger. But with that being said, this is where we are going to end today's comic book video. So please leave me a like down below and subscribe. But guys, see y'all next time. Later.